ifconfig deep0, and then if it's up, if the interface is up, for one, if you see in the middle here, let me actually highlight it with the mouse here. One thing is it'll say, oh, awesome. It'll say up right there. But also I bolded some lines there. Other things to look at are the INET address line. The line starts with INET address. What that tells me is not only is the interface up, but it's configured with an IP address, a subnet mask, and so on. So it's not only up, but it has a proper configuration. If you run that command and you don't see any IP addresses listed, then that's probably the cause of your problem. All right? So possible solutions if you run the command and you don't see that. So if you don't see anything, it could be that the network service isn't even on, like the network's not connected, or it's not started. So start the network service. So on some machines, this might be typing service networking or service network start. Or you want to be fancy, you can say if up, if 0. Or if you want to be even fancier, you can say if config, if 0, blah, 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 up, or stuff like that. So you can start the network service. Another solution could be that you have, when you run that command, you notice, well, you know what, I don't have the IP address I'm supposed to have, or I don't have some other setting that I know is the right setting. It's not in there. So you may have to fix your network setting. When you run this command, you may notice I have the wrong IP address, so you go in and fix your network settings. And depending on which distribution you use, they all love to put the configuration in different locations and use different methods. So if you want to talk about that after, you can come talk to me and I'll tell you where they store all the files. If you're using DHCP, you may actually not be getting an IP address or getting an incorrect IP address because you have a problem with your DHCP server. So in this stage, if you know that you're using DHCP, you may actually have to go troubleshoot your DHCP server and find out why you're not getting a leash. All right. I'm not going to get into that. I mean, some of these avenues, as you start going down, could go into a whole other talk. You know, we could have like a 3-hour tutorial where we walk through every single one of these things.